Okay, as we look at the underground city, which is around 300 kilometers to 303 kilometers, in this range, we can see there are 3 tabs. There's this left side, which is the gyms. There's this middle, which is the oil rig, or the oil pump. And the right side is this weapons panel, which we can craft weapons and see the weapon stats. Introduction to the underground city. Now, you may be asking, what is the underground city? The underground city is where you can make oil, gyms, and upgrade weapons. So you'll find all 3 of these at around kilometer 300. So first, oil. Oil is one of the most useful resources during kilometers 300 to 1000. Oil allows you to do many things, some such are to make gyms, blueprints, and there's others. To get oil, you have to upgrade the oil rig. Each time the oil rig is upgraded, the maximum capacity of oil increases heavily. So the oil pump or oil rig, as you can see right here, is the middle thing. Now the only thing you can actually do with this is look at the time until full. That's really the only thing. Only reason you would click it in the underground city, there's no other reason. Just increases oil. I mean, you can see it says 23 hours until it's full, which is 2000 oil, so it's very slow. And then you can just increase the capacity of oil in the upgrades panel. Gyms. There are 5 gyms: red, blue, green, purple, and yellow. Red is by far the easiest costing gym compared to yellow, which is the most expensive gym to create. These gyms are used to upgrade weapons. Looking at gyms, we can see there are 3 tabs. We have Forge Home, Forge Q, Forge Stats. All 3 of these can help you. So let's start off with Forge Home. Now Forge Home, as you can see, there are 5 gyms with this thing called Forge Catalyst, which I'll get into later. Now to start off, there's the red gym, which is, like I said before, the easiest gym to make. It's only 2,000 red diamonds, which earlier on may be a struggle to get, but it is very easy after. And then there's blue gyms, as you can tell, increasingly. Each gym is harder to make. And you can also notice that oil increases. The red gym you don't need oil for the materials, but in the blue gym you need 1. Green gym you need 4, purple gym you need 16, and yellow gym you need 200, as well as the money increases. So now we can look at Forge Catalyst. Now, as you can tell, Forge Catalyst also includes oil, but you'll need isotopes as well, with money. Now these aren't that expensive, they're pretty cheap. The isotopes, you don't need very many isotopes. 150 uranium 2 and 75 plutonium 2 isn't that expensive. You should be able to get that. So these are pretty worth it, especially on the purple gyms and the yellow gyms, which you can tell the time increases 48 hours and 16 hours. So if you decrease it, which what this does is, I'll show you. So if I buy this catalyst, I have to wait 5 minutes. So okay, after I sped up the catalyst creation, I can now apply it. So I'm gonna apply it on this one. And as you can tell, the time is less. It's only it's around 10%, I believe. So it's really helpful on yellow gyms where it's 48 hours and purple gyms when it's 16 hours. Otherwise, I just wouldn't use it. Now, on the second tab, which you've already seen before, is a Forge Q. As you can tell, it just shows at the top, it shows you a workload amount, and this is how many specific gyms you can use on the whole workload. As you can upgrade this workload capacity, I'll show you that later. But for right now, it will start at around 6, I think, but I could be wrong. And each gym has a specific workload. It just increases by 1 until you get to the yellow gym, which is increased by 2 beyond the purple gym. And then the Forge stats just tell you what your next upgrade you can get and its effect and the capacity. Weapons. There are 12 weapons in the game. Some are primarily to produce damage, and others are used to heal the player or speed up the cooldowns for each weapon. And each weapon does a specific amount of damage and has a specific cooldown. This creates DPS, which stands for damage per second. When the weapon is max level, the DPS will be around 10, unless it's the healing or speeding up the cooldown, which is lower than 10. As you go lower in the mine, the monsters will get stronger, so make sure to keep making gems and upgrade the weapons. Every 100 floors, after 300 kilometers, there's a boss battle that you must beat in order to continue the game. You may only start with a few weapons, or as you happen to find them, you'll get more, but you'll start up with one. And you can't see a few because I've maxed it out, like the fist is gone. I've just maxed it out. Same with the mallet, it's also not there. But you can still see I have an upgrade for each weapon that requires a certain amount of gems or power, which will be introduced once you get to the reactor. Now each of these upgrades increases an attack or decreases a cooldown. So none of the, pickaxe, look, this one decreases cooldown and increases attack. So this will have a higher effect on the DPS. It will increase the DPS slightly more. So you can tell if you go to weapon stats, you are able to see the DPS, the CD, which is the cooldown, and attack. So as you can tell, I have Rock Fist at max level, level 10, and both of these have a DPS of 10. Now you can have a higher DPS on certain other ones. I think all of these actually have higher than 10 besides Rocket Fist. But time travel and heal both max out way below 10. So those won't get up to 10. And they have unique abilities. So the heal actually heals your HP, and time travel reduces the cooldown of your other weapons. And to show you the use of weapons is that if I find a monster, like right here, I fight this wild necro, and all you have to do is click these weapons. And then as you can tell, the bottom HP is our players, so this is you. You don't want to lose, so you don't want to get this down to 0. And then top is the opponent or the monster's HP. You want that to go to 0, which essentially means you can kill it, and then once you kill it, it will drop a certain amount of money at the top, drop 36 trillion, and that's what monsters do and what you can use weapons for. Now to upgrade these underground utilities, you can go to the craft center, and you can go to underground city, go to structures, go to underground city, and you'll see 2. You'll see oil rig and gem forge. You can upgrade both of these. It's just this one increases the queue of the workload, and this increases the max capacity of oil you can have.